Welcome to this video on AI for planning. This video will show you how to use ChatGPT to help you plan and break down tasks. Big tasks can feel overwhelming, and sometimes just even thinking about them is enough to stop us from starting. However, breaking them into smaller, more manageable steps makes the task feel more achievable. It also helps us stay focused, and it lets us track our progress over time. So let's switch over now to ChatGPT and see exactly how it can help us with these tasks. So we've got ChatGPT open, and I want you now to imagine the following scenario. So imagine you are transitioning from being a recruiter to being a self-employed job coach. So you want to start your own business, but you are unsure about how to start your business. With so much advice out there, you've started procrastinating. However, in order to move forward, you know that you need to break down the process into clear, manageable steps with goals and timelines for accountability. So this is exactly where ChatGPT can help you get started. So I'm going to copy and paste in the following information into ChatGPT. So the background information is I'm transitioning from my role as recruiter to becoming a self-employed job coach, but I'm feeling overwhelmed about where to begin. I want you to give me a clear step-by-step action plan with timelines, goals, and accountability strategies to help me stay focused and make progress. So, like what we've done in other videos prior to this one, it's always good to start off and ask ChatGPT exactly, what does it need in order for it to generate the best responses? So the prompt is, what details can I provide to help you create the most effective action plan possible? And then we are going to press enter. Okay, so it's given us 7 key areas that we should consider. So the first one being our target market. So who are going to be our ideal clients? Our experience and skill is also important. So what relevant skills and qualifications do we have? Any certifications or training planned or completed for coaching? So our business setup, do we already have a business structure? And do we have a workspace, or are we going to work remotely? Then our financial situation and goals. So how much runway, so in other words, savings and income, do we currently have to support ourselves during the transition? And what income goals do we have for our coaching business? So marketing and client acquisition. So do we have an existing network of clients, or are we going to have to start from scratch and actually find those clients? Again, as well, what's going to be important, especially with a business like this, is how comfortable are we with marketing and social media? Because we might not maybe have the means or the resources or the money to actually pay somebody to do this. So how comfortable do we feel with maybe carrying out those tasks ourselves? And then our time availability. How many hours per week are we going to be dedicating to building the business? We might, for instance, maybe need to work part-time initially and then gradually move into full-time work. And accountability preferences. So do you prefer daily, weekly, or monthly check-ins? So let's provide ChatGPT with some of this information. I've copied and pasted in some of the background information here that I think is going to be beneficial for ChatGPT to know. So, for example, my timeline and availability, I'm going to start part-time now, and then I'm going to move to full-time in 6 months. Target client niche. So it's going to be mid-career tech, marketing professionals changing careers. So the services that I'm hoping to offer are going to be one-to-one coaching, CV and LinkedIn preparation, and also interview prep. Comfort with marketing. So I've got here, I am comfortable with writing, 4 out of 5. And then for videos, I'd say I would have a comfort level of about 2 out of 5. So I know that's an area that I might need extra resources or extra help with. And then I thought it was a good idea to state what are my top 3 fears or obstacles that I think that I'm going to have, just so that ChatGPT can know that and that it can factor that in to the responses that it gives me. So getting first clients, pricing, and pipeline consistency. So that's just a rough example of the details that we can provide to ChatGPT. Now that we've done that, I want us to give ChatGPT the following prompt. So we're going to say to it, based on this information, please give me a clear step-by-step action plan for 4 weeks with timelines, goals, and accountability strategies to help me stay focused and make progress. So it's important here, I've included just 4 weeks because I don't want to be overwhelmed by too much information. And then for the next 4 weeks, I can get ChatGPT to generate another action plan. And it's just so that we don't get overwhelmed. I also want to make sure that the action plan is brief. I don't want it to go into too much detail, especially not initially. We can move into further detail then if there's particular tasks that we feel that we need more information on, or if we feel that we need to break them down into subtasks. So let's press enter and see what it comes up with. Okay, excellent. So it's broken it down week by week for us, and it's separated it into goals, actions, and accountability. So that's really, really useful. And it's followed that same path for all 4 weeks. So say, for instance, you're looking at this and maybe for week 3, for these particular actions here, maybe for day 20 to 21, where it says create a simple coaching agreement or template for new clients. Maybe that's something that you need further information on. So you could type into ChatGPT, you could say week 3, day 20 to 21, create a simple coaching agreement template for new clients. So maybe you want to break that task down further. So can you break this task down further and provide an example of a template I could use or adjust? So that might be something that you want to kind of do a deeper dive into. So let's press enter and see what it comes up with for that. Okay, and it gives us a much more detailed breakdown of that task. So we've got the various different steps involved, and it's telling us, how much time we should be spending on it. Yeah, and it's broken it down into step 3 and also to step 4, where we're going to draft it and also review and finalize and what's involved in that process. Fantastic. And then it's given us an actual agreement template. So this is just an example. So maybe you could use these headings and then you could copy and paste in information that you want to include in your own scheduling and cancellation, confidentiality, termination. So these are just examples of what you could include. You don't have to include all of this, and you can adapt it as you need to, but it just provides that starting point. It's really going to help speed up the process for you. So you can also, if there's any other things that maybe you need help with, for example, maybe creating LinkedIn posts, or maybe, what is involved in creating a clear value proposition. Those are things that you can ask ChatGPT to help you with. So that's just one example of how you can use ChatGPT to help you plan and break down tasks. Thank you for watching, and you can check out more videos on www.adultdyslexiahub.ie.